Being in a 5th grade classroom, I don't have a lot of time for just science or just social studies or things like that. And so I see sustainability as more of something that you just integrate throughout all your subjects.
The ways of thinking I've always thought are things that teachers are already doing in your classroom.
The water unit, the weather, energy.
Really, I'm giving them skills for the rest of their lives. Really, I'm teaching them how to be good citizens.
I was able to do a lesson on energy. The students had beads, and we were trying to figure out how many years it would take until our non-renewable energies were depleted, and they had to count different beads. In the end, they graphed it, and so it was a math standard.
So we had already discussed the pollutants, we discussed how to purify the water, we discussed water treatment plants and how those actually purify the water.
And then relate it back to how are we actually using that water. So it's just one more question, one more connection that was relating it back to their lives. And water is something that they are so used to, I turn on the faucet and it's there. We talked about how that's not the case for people across the world.
There's always going to be those students that say, how is this going to connect to my real life? But I think it's important that they go home and they say, oh, I learned about this. I created a water filter. I created a windmill. I did all these different cool things.
Your teaching should go beyond the 4 walls of your classroom. Have them have a glimpse of what life is and the things that are going on in the world. And then they can carry that to 6th grade and 7th grade and 8th grade. My job as a teacher is to just let them know what life's about.
Or they're not just related to older students, which I think sometimes is a misconception too, like, oh, sustainability is something that you could teach high schoolers, or that's something that you learn once you get to college about like things going on in the world. Elementary schools, when you're shaping part of who they are and developing for themselves, I believe these things, or this is what my family values, or this is what I think I'm going to do to solve these kinds of problems. That's young students.
Sustainability, I think, is just all like real life current things that are happening that all people, in order to be a responsible citizen, should be aware of.
A lot of times I think teachers would see sustainability as just one more thing. And it does take extra thought to put that into your curriculum and your lessons, but what value you're giving your kids in doing that. And I think not being overwhelmed by the scale of everything, but thinking about, okay, I can do one thing at a time.
If you are taking the course, my advice to you is start small. Don't think that it has to be a huge thing. Think of one area in your classroom that you could maybe have a class discussion or find an article on. And before you know it, there's little things that all add up.
Even if you don't have the opportunity to teach a course just on sustainability like I do, this course is going to give you the skills and teach you about the different topics of sustainability that you will then be able to bring into your future classroom.
As a teacher, I want my students to take something away from the classroom. What they can remember is things that are going on in the world and current events and how to solve problems and be future thinkers. Then I think we've done a great job as teachers.